Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. This is a JT special video where we are going to talk about the new releases from Jotego and what the kind of future plans are for the rest of the year and potentially going into next year. So we have two new releases which are beta releases, so you will need to be a Patreon supporter in order to have access to those games. Now the two games that we have, the first one is this one here. It is DD Crew. This is part of the Sega System 18, but what's really exciting now is the Sega System 18 has been in beta for quite some time. Overall, the performance is very good, but I know every time Jotego pushes an update, there are issues with the sound and some balancing. But the great news is all of the games on this system are now available as beta cores. Usually when all the games on a particular system are available, the next kind of step is refining everything, getting everything tipped up before it is made into a public release. Now I can't speak for Jotego. I can't tell you when we will get a public release, but I can tell you that all the games are now available to play. I'll go through the list of games. So we had Alien Storm. That's my favorite brawler on this system. Even though we're looking at DD Crew, didn't really grow up with DD Crew, so don't know much about this. Played it on emulation. Right, so anyway, let's go to the rest of the game. So Alien Storm, Block Seed, Clutch Hitter, DD Crew, this one here, then Desert Breaker, Hammer Away, that's the game we're going to look at next. Then we got Laser Ghost, which is a light gun game. Then Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, great game. Then we also have Shadow Dancer, which is probably my favorite game on this core, one of my favorite games in the arcade, and everyone has their favorite games. This DD Crew might be your favorite game on the system. For me, it was Shadow Dancer, Alien Storm, and Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. And then we also have Where's Wally, or also known as Where's Waldo. So that's all the games there. As well as that, we got a bonus game, a game that was cancelled, and that was Clockwork Aquario. That came out last Friday. So we've had two JT Fridays in a row, and it is fantastic. So to talk a little bit about this game here, as you can see, it's a side-scrolling fighting action game. It features 4 playable characters, and I think their names are Leather Jacket, who's well-rounded, and possibly a cop. Then you've got Black Tank Top, broad-shouldered, muscular, with a serious attitude. Then the third character is a boxer-like fighter, strong, skilled in both punching and kicking. And the final one is a martial arts veteran, experienced with disciplined fighting style. Now, when I started playing this game, it definitely felt a little different. That's probably the best way to describe it. I don't have any nostalgia for this, so when I played it, I wasn't getting any vibes from like back in the day. Now, it's got quite a... like the moveset you've got, obviously you've got a punch button, you've got a jump button, but if you try and do like a flying kick, they don't really fly high, they go quite low. Then if you double tap, you've got like the run animation or the run move. Now you can run and punch, and it's, yeah, okay, you run and do a punch or a kick. But if you, while running with double tap, if you press both buttons, they do this really long attack. But there's a negative about this long attack. If you do it from too close, you take a hit as well. So you need to make sure that you've got the correct range. You are doing it from the right range. So it feels a little bit weird, it takes a little bit of getting used to, and it was quite difficult. Like, I don't know, for me, this isn't one of the best brawlers out there, but I never played this as a kid. So going into this, like, kind of almost first time, I played it on emulation when testing out Sega System 18 games, but going into it blind, it's not one of my favorite games, but I am happy it's here. You know, at one point, I'll probably just go for it, brute force my way, just keep whacking in the money and actually complete it. So yeah, this game's kind of interesting, but let's move over to the next game as part of, well, the new releases that we got for this JT Friday. As you can see the title screen dropping down, this is Hammer Away. I might have called it Hammering Away. It's called Hammer Away. Now, I went over to Jotego's Discord and I saw people were having the same issue that I'm having. And you can see that on screen, right? That big vertical line going down the middle. So again, this is in beta, work in progress stuff. It may be working for you. Some people said over in Jotego's Discord that they do get this line, but if they go through a power cycle or they load the core again, that line goes at least for that run, and when they launch it again, it does come back. For me, I've done a power cycle, I tried running the core again, whatever I did, I just kept getting that line. If I remember correctly, I think the line swaps over a bit, so I decided to run the video with this line running in. As you can see, like, The fire is coming out in a different place to my helicopter, but again guys, these are beta cores, these are still work in progress cores, and this is where we report the errors. So Jotego, if you're watching this, and I'm pretty sure you know already, there's a big line in the middle of the screen, and the helicopter is shooting like a madman. But a little bit about this game: vertical scrolling shooter where players pilot a combat helicopter. We can see allow switching between air-to-air and air-to-ground attacks. Didn't quite grasp that in my little play that I had of this. So originally developed by Santos as, I think it's pronounced Gyrodin 2, there you go. Later moved to Sega System 18. Shown at the 1991 AM show and underwent several location tests in 1992. So this never officially got released, likely due to strong competition from Raiden, Trigon and Thunder Dragon. So there were just better shmups out there. Right, so that's kind of it for this game. Hopefully this will get updated in the next few days or the next update, and we can play it without this vertical line. Do let me know what your experience is like. I mean, I've got 3 different MiSTer sets, but I only had 1 connected up. Maybe if I run it on a different one, I might get a different result, because people have said on Jotego's Discord that they are experiencing this issue, but some people have said it does go away. So let's see where this goes. I never played this game in the arcades. I did play some of the Sega System 18 stuff, but mainly the popular ones, you know, Alien Storm, like I said, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, as well as my favorite Shadow Dancer. Anyway, there we go. Let's move over to the next bit of news. So we just got ourselves a couple of beta releases for our favorite devices, whether it's the MiSTerFPGA, the Analogue Pocket, or something like the City. But what are the team focusing on? What are they moving on to next? Or what are they going to be doing for the next few weeks? Well, their current focus is implementing the PCM chip used in Konami's X-Men and this game here called Run and Gun. Now this is based on Vertex schematics. The chip includes features never seen before in emulation, requiring advanced reverse engineering, and the expected time to complete this and hopefully having a beta core of Run and Gun is expected to be around 2 or 3 weeks from now. Now I'll always say this, always take any timelines with a grain of salt, because one thing that I'm learning again and again is delays are pretty much always inevitable. Now Run and Gun, I don't know how I feel about this. I always say NBA Jam is my game, but this game here is a stepping stone to CPS3, of course, my most wanted core, and many of you guys that I speak to, this is your most wanted core, if not one of your most wanted cores. So we need Run and Gun to get done, and hopefully that will get done in 2 to 3 weeks, and then the team can move over to CPS3, which is now expected to begin or go into development around the Christmas season, around the Christmas holiday. So we're talking at the end of the year. So with that in mind, it's likely that the beta will come out next year. Don't want to put a date or anything on there because there are always delays. One thing I'm learning again and again and again, retro gaming delays are inevitable. So just kind of with that in mind, if development begins around Christmas, I will be super happy. With the expectations I'm setting in my head now is Q1 2026. Hopefully that's when we will see CPS3 in some capacity. Hopefully a beta release will be out for all of us to enjoy. Not sure what device it will go on. I'm really hoping it does fit on the MiSTer, because there are thousands, if not hundreds or over 100,000 MiSTerFPGA devices out there. And yes, it will be awesome to have this CPS1, CPS2 and CPS3 for, well, the fighting games that it brings. And Jotego also mentions this game. So a full-time collaborator for the last 2 months is working on Konami's Premier Soccer's schematics. And this is expected to appear in the next JT Riders beta update. So for devices like the Analogue Pocket, the City 128 and the MiSTerFPGA, this might be the next soccer game that appears on there. A random JT Friday, hopefully we will get this. Now, it does look kind of interesting. I haven't played this, but it does look like a decent football game. Do let me know if you played this in the arcade, because football games in the arcade were fun. I remember people playing them, especially against other players, and there was quite the rivalries there, and this kind of does look all right.